it came at me. It jumped at me like raw. It was very, very scary.
19th century Singapore. The British had just landed in Singapore, excited for the opportunities that would be brought about from their newly colonized land. There were many merchants hailing from several foreign countries, and among them was Xia Yuqin. Arriving in Singapore at only 18 and leaving behind his privileged life as a scholar back in Guangdong, Xia started out by working as a middleman and made handsome profits. And in 1835, he took his first step into the Gambia and pepper industry.
Xia Yuqin, he was a prosperous man. He had already established himself in real estate before entering the Gambia and pepper industry. And then, he became the Gambia King.
Xia purchased an 8-mile stretch of area between River Valley Road and Bukit Timah Road and converted it into a Gambia and pepper plantation. This was the first time anyone had attempted growing Gambia and pepper on a large scale in Singapore. Gambia was used to tan and preserve leather and was in high demand from Europe. Additionally, both crops were easy to grow. Therefore, Xia profited heavily from the business. However, land used to grow Gambia and pepper would turn infertile after 10 to 15 years, and plantations would have to frequently move around the country. Adding on, trees were also chopped down to use as firewood to boil the Gambia. Thus, these led to an accelerated pace of deforestation.
When I was younger, I worked in the Gambia and pepper plantations. Then every day, I see the trees falling onto other trees. Sibei scary. Then after, got empty plot of land, so must plant more Gambia seeds. And then sometimes, we have to move to another plot of land, because there cannot grow Gambia anymore.
Xia Yuqin's actions soon made Singapore a significant producer and export hub for Gambia and pepper, whereas in 1836, the crops occupied a total of 2,350 acres. 1840 saw that figure nearly double. 10 years later, both crops combined accounted for nearly 3/5 of the island's total agricultural produce in terms of value. However, this also brought about the unintended consequence of deforestation being at an all-time high. The removal of forests resulted in a loss of habitat for many of Singapore's native species, including tigers and forest birds. Tigers in particular had started to attack many of the plantation workers.
It was at this juncture that the British government decided to introduce monetary rewards to reduce the number of tiger attacks in Singapore. Wanted poster of sorts.
Actually, I don't mind fewer tiger, because last time right, they attacked a lot of us. Lucky I got escaped.
In the end, all the tigers in Singapore were wiped out, with the last tiger sighted in 1930. Eventually, demand for Gambia declined, and the number of Gambia and pepper plantations in Singapore decreased, but the damage had already been done. Xia Yuqin's actions certainly had the intended consequence of Gambia and pepper becoming a significant industry in Singapore, but they also had the unintended consequence of deforestation and damage to wildlife, ravaging Singapore's flora and fauna.